Welcome back to Network Africa. The United Nations has warned that the global fight against AIDS is stalling due to lower investment, marginalized communities missing vital health services, and new HIV infections rising in some parts of the world. This is contained in a new report released by UNAIDS, the Joint United Nations Program on HIV and AIDS.
More than half of all the new HIV infections in 2018 were among sex workers, drug users, prisoners and their sexual partners. It says many of these populations did not get access to infection prevention services. The UN body's report also says progress in some countries has been impressive, but others are seeing rising numbers of HIV infections and AIDS-related deaths.
We need to update and restart prevention campaigns among the general population because we thought we had won the fight. But in my humble opinion, it's not effective.
Global funding for the AIDS fight dropped off significantly in 2018 by nearly $1 billion as international donors gave less and domestic investments did not grow fast enough to plug the gap. Around $19 billion was available for the AIDS response in 2018, falling $7.2 billion short of the total $26.2 billion it says is needed by 2020. Christian Kafando is the founder of the Hope for Tomorrow Association in Burkina Faso, which counsels youth and holds talks on HIV awareness in Burkina Faso.
We realize that the people most affected by HIV today are young people aged 14 to 24, and that is inadmissible after years of mobilization and support. How could we have overlooked a generation like that?
HIV cannot be cured, but the infection can be kept in check by AIDS drugs known as antiretroviral treatment. South Africa, for example, has cut new HIV infections by more than 40% and AIDS-related deaths by around 40% since 2010. But the UN reports warns that there is still a long way to go in many parts of Eastern and Southern Africa, the regions most affected by HIV.
Back here in Nigeria, the Ogun State Governor, Mr. Dapo Abiodun, has revealed his short and long-term plans for the state health sector, a major part of which is to overhaul it to ensure effective service delivery. He made this commitment in Abeokuta, the state capital, while unveiling his vision for healthcare delivery to members of the West African College of Physicians. There are also plans to restructure the state's health insurance scheme.
Inside this hall are members of the West African College of Physicians. They are here in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, for the 43rd Annual General and Scientific Meeting of the Nigerian chapter. The primary reason for this meeting is to seek solutions to the challenges confronting healthcare delivery in the country, one of them being the mass exodus of doctors abroad.
The solutions to current challenges of internship and residence training positions are very critical to the performance of our health systems. These have led in recent times to massive exodus of young professionals to other parts of the world. This is obviously a time bomb which we need to address now for a better healthcare future.
Another challenge these physicians hope to address is the tendency of doctors to avoid health centers in rural areas.
We want people like you who are well trained, who have experience, and you can mentor and train the junior ones. Yes, once the environment and rural centers are appetizing, definitely people will want to stay. And I've advocated that even if you are a consultant, you are a university lecturer, you decide to stay in the rural area, yes, stay there, university should recognize you, whatever papers research are able to do there should be recognized and will be promoted appropriately.
The Ogun State Governor, Dapo Abiodun, seizes the opportunity to unveil some of the plans of his administration in that sector. He also appeals for support because, according to him, government cannot do it all.
We're committed to connecting healthcare centers to the broadband internet to leverage on ICT for centralized health records and management systems to develop a reliable database on healthcare systems and telemedicine. We are committed to ensuring proportionate healthcare per capita,
to improving emergency response time, to improving on life expectancy rate, to improving on infant and maternal mortality rate. It would be foolhardy to think that a government could solely finance all the sectors of the economy. In fact, it would be unwise for any government to think that it could, on its own, finance the entire gamut of healthcare delivery and administration.
Deliberations continue, and Nigerians will be waiting to see how this meeting will affect access to quality healthcare in all nooks and crannies of the country.
Over in East Africa, Rwandan authorities have ruled out closing the border with the Democratic Republic of Congo in response to the Ebola outbreak there. Health Minister Diane Gushumba says the recent death from Ebola of a pastor who had been in the Congolese city of Goma near the Rwandan border is not sufficient reason to shut the border crossing. She asked that DR Congo officials responded perfectly to events in Goma. More than 1,600 people have died since the Ebola outbreak began in the DR Congo just a year ago. The World Health Organization is currently meeting on whether it should be declared an international health emergency. And we'll end with this really interesting story as U.S. music superstar Beyoncé just revealed the track list of the album that she has produced to accompany the Lion King remake, and it features a number of top African musicians. Nigerian pop stars Tiwa Savage and Mr. Easy performed the song Keys to the Kingdom, with the latter also appearing alongside fellow Nigerians Tekno and Yemi Alade on Don't Jealous Me. Nigeria's Burna Boy has a solo track, Jarae, while Cameroonian artist Selatiel appears alongside Beyoncé and Pharrell Williams on Water. Other African artists include Nigeria's Wizkid, Ghana's Shatta Wale, and South Africa's Busiswa and Moonchild Sanelli. I will look forward to when that movie comes out on Friday. Thanks for watching Network Africa. I am Amarachi Ubani.